If you're a runner wanting to run stronger and perform better, then this video is for you. Today I'm going to share my top 5 tips to help improve a runner's form and efficiency. In order to run more efficiently, our legs need to act like scissors. So this means that when the back leg comes through, the front leg should actually come back towards our center of mass, which allows a foot strike from above, which produces a vertical ground reaction force speeding us up. In this case, we want the back leg to whip through really quickly from the hip in order to get this whole leg landing as close as possible to our center of mass. If we don't get this leg through quick enough, then this leg out in front won't be pulled back towards our center of mass. It will just have to wait out in front and strike into the ground, which causes a horizontal braking force back at us, which essentially slows us down. Fast and efficient running relies on a quick ground contact time. So in order to get a quick ground contact time, we need 2 things. 1, foot strike from above, and optimal ankle stiffness. Just prior to foot strike, a slight toes up position, which is dorsiflexion of the ankle, allows adequate pre-tensioning of the calf and the lower limb in order to store elastic energy. And then at strike, we need to be able to then unleash that elastic energy by slightly pointing those toes downwards or whipping the forefoot into the ground, which is plantar flexion of that ankle. If we get this timing right, then we can maximize that elastic energy use. If we spend too long in deep dorsiflexion without having plantar flex that foot into the ground, we're going to lose that elastic energy. Pelvic stiffness refers to how stable our hips are as we run. So essentially, we want to minimize any unnecessary motion of the hips, either hike or drop, anterior, posterior tilt, or too much rotation forward and back. So by maintaining a neutral pelvis at toe off, our back leg can swing through efficiently and quickly, as opposed to if we go into an anterior tilt or too much anterior tilt, our back leg's going to hoop out the back and come through slower, which then doesn't allow that nice landing. So how do we reduce unnecessary movement of the hips? Well, this is through hip lock. Hip lock is a mechanism that allows the free hip to stay at least level or higher than the stance leg hip when we land, as opposed to when we land, the free hip dropping down, which is a hip drop. So in order to produce hip lock, we need to be able to train it as a reflex. In order to get good timing of the lower leg movement, we need to be able to get what's called a counter rotation of the trunk. So this means that when one side of the pelvis comes forward as we run, the opposite side upper body rotates towards that outstretched side. We want to be able to lead our arm swing by the elbow. So this means that the arms can come back as far as we need, as long as they don't cross the midline of the body. So we don't want the elbow crossing the midline at the front or at the back. If we get over rotation of the trunk, then this will affect the timing of the rest of your stride, potentially leading to an overstride or mistiming of the legs. We want to minimize the amount of vertical oscillation or bounce when we run. If we get too much of this bounce, then we're likely pushing ourselves upwards in space rather than forward. Head displacement should be minimal, so we shouldn't be moving up or down or side to side when we run, and we shouldn't be shrugging the shoulders either. This indicates that your center of mass is actually consistent between left and right sides. To sum up, I'd recommend working on your pelvic stiffness first, as this will allow a flow-on effect for things like your swing leg retraction and foot strike from above. If you found these tips valuable, I'd love you to check out the free mini course. Links are in the description below. And thanks for watching. I'll see you out on the trails.